Hey everybody, and welcome back to Technobabylon. So, remind me again, Mr. Gene Sequencer, what are we looking for exactly? Do I have to do the... I can click just the genome data, right? I don't have to click the sampler itself? Yeah. So there's M. interesis, L. lawsonus, A. panacis. So that O...
I'm going to need...
Excuse me, I'm trying to speak here. That O is probably the orchidaceous. And so we're looking for something that starts with an A and something that starts with an X. Because we're spelling Max Lau.
I'm going to need...
Okay. Something that starts with an A. And something that starts with an X. I will check in the seed vault. That's not what I wanted to click on. That's what I wanted to click on. We got the Affluia. There's lots of A's, huh? There's a plenty amount of A's. Okay. Well, we know the xenosporins. We definitely want to grab that. Unable to sample from seeds or growth matrices, please use active specimens. But I could sample from something else earlier.
Huh. It won't let me take a sample from this one. I guess it needs to have grown a bit first.
Picked up a xenospore growth matrix, so I have to put it in the thing in the other room. Okay. I gotcha. So let's grab the other A's. I mean, there's so many A's. We'll be here all day. We can grab at least 3 A's on this run. And there's that growth matrix. Sample.
I've taken a DNA...
Alright, thank you very much. Grab the next A. We may have already grabbed some of these, I don't remember, but it's just as quick to just go ahead and do this again.
I've taken a DNA...
Alright, that'll be the top rows of A's. That means there's only one more rows of A's after this.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Alright, we have all the DNA samples. Let's go ahead and, before we go scan these in the sampler or whatever, let's head back to the growth lab and put in that thing that is apparently very dangerous. So let's think about, so there's something we need to pick up here.
Looks like a lot of cart...
I don't know which of these we would need. I mean, there's so many stupid things. I'm assuming some of this has to do with canceling out whatever overhead light, or not overhead light, the AI that's preventing us from taking a sample out. I'm sure we have to defeat that somehow.
I don't know what's in them, but they look important.
Well, I don't know what's in them either. Can I put my wetware through them?
That's not going to...
Of course not. Can I take a sample of it with the injector?
That's not going...
So we might need to fix the pipes? I doubt it. I don't know. We broke the pipes. Alright, we got an empty growth little medium place here. Growth cylinders. They are in fact empty. Well, that one's not empty. This one's empty. Chamber A. What if we put our growth matrix in the growth cylinder?
I've planted the growth matrix. Let's hope I got Mom's green fingers.
Alright, and then I guess we just leave it alone. So there's the orchidacea that we couldn't pick up. Or, yeah. That one we did pick up. You know how long a plant will take to grow? Hopefully they've got some super speed setup here.
They're keeping things in here because they're probably not what...
So what do we have? What's on the panel? the adoxacia and the adoxacia. So those are also A's. Okay. Those are also could be things that we need to scan, to be honest with you. Let's go ahead and give a scan to what we have picked up, though. All right, no modified sequences found
Looks
there.
like Regis did. Looks like Regis.
Okay,
Looks
no,
like Regis did.
no modified sequences in the seeds. So maybe he didn't mess with the seeds. Maybe he just messed with the growing plants. So let's grab all the A's from there. I don't know what all those chemicals are that we could grab there. Grab DNA samples. Maybe if we
I'm
knew
taking a DNA sample from.
more about, maybe it's something to do with the guy with the maladies or whatever.
I'm taking a DNA.
Maybe if we knew what fixes, if we could fix his, oh gosh. Hello, the xenofungus.
Eesh. No wonder this stuff's labeled eco-hazard. Give it a few weeks, it could probably eat the whole planet.
Well, let's take a sample of it.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
And then
I hope it doesn't grow in my pocket.
let's pretend that we were never here and we didn't have anything to do with this. We totally did not release an evil alien fungus upon the world. Why would you say we did? That's silly. Will it stop us from taking an evil alien fungus outside of the containment zone? It did not stop us. No modified sequences.
Looks like Regis didn't.
No
Looks like
modified
Regis
sequences.
didn't hide any data in that one.
There's modified sequences in the X.
Yes!
According to this, he's been dead for only 12 case. Good luck.
It said something about someone being dead for... So Baxter was already dead when he showed up, is what it sounds like?
I'm going to need to find.
Yeah, I need more things with A's. So let's try all the A plants. Also, can I find out about... Can I wetware into this guy's brain?
Wetware's not going to connect with that.
Are you sure the wetware's not going to connect with that? Can I call somebody? Case file, call Regis, call Central, call nobody.
Dr. Lau, your invite, please.
Well, maybe I'll have to go back to headquarters if I want to know more. Check out the other 3 A's. Grab a sample of that.
I've taken a.
Keep grabbing samples.
I've taken a DNA. I've taken a DNA.
All right. Good thing our names only have 3 letters. All right, let's throw the DNA sampler into the gene sequencer. Oh, we found something. That was quick. I mean, it wasn't really quick. It took us 5+ attempts to do so.
It worked. Looks like Regis... Looks like Regis...
Alright, what we got?
According to this, he's been dead for 2. Worst case. Good luck.
Alright, we need that O, but we can't get it out of the system.
I'm going to need to find where he's hidden the rest of the message.
We know where we hid the message, I just can't take it out of the... Hey,
Excuse me, Doctor.
Make it.
how can I fix Neester?
I need to ask Neester about the tampered specimens. How do I cure his aphasia?
Well, you wouldn't really cure it. He doesn't actually have the disease. It's essentially wetware designed to occupy the Wernicke and Broca regions of the brain. This then produces the symptoms of the disease. That's what they're going for.
I can't wait a week for the wetware to break down.
Find a way to break it down early then. If we've got an emergency contamination, we use hydroxypyruvate isomerase. It's an enzyme that instructs the fabricators in wetware to disassemble themselves. Is that all
Hydroxy
for
now?
whatever biomerase. Well, I can get some of that.
Looks like a lot of...
Hydroxypyruvate isomerase. Yeah, there you go. I mean, what if we injected him with all this other stuff, like potassium chloride or the quadratic formulone? Let's inject this boy up. I got some questions. Hate to kill your wetware, but you know what, dude?
Georgie promised a blow by blow.
Really? How interesting.
Beached questions, you injector.
Say that again?
Overpass, did you stick me with an injector? Now I'll have to get my aphasia rechecked. Not cool, man.
Haha. Achievement unlocked. Dramatically cleaned a screaming pile of biscuits. That's quite an achievement.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Who are you? What happened here? Aphasia, DNA samples. I can't get the O out of the growth lab. There's a burst pipe and xenofungus. Who are you, by the way?
I'm CS Dr. Lau. I've been tasked with this investigation.
Martin Easter. I've been tasked with the factoring lab.
You work with Dr. Chigwa?
I work for Chigwa. I'm just the intern. Means I get stuck with all the lousy jobs she won't do.
I understand. I was an intern once.
So, what's CS? You a detective?
Case specialist. So, yes, I guess you could say that.
Cool.
Cool indeed. What happened here?
I'd like to hear from you what happened.
So, we came in this afternoon for the late shift, right? I checked on the factoring line, and it turns out the specimens are nuked up.
In what sense?
They don't match the catalog any. Not that they're supposed to be. I figured Baxter nuked it up again, so I checked the feed.
That's when you found the body?
Yeah, but Chigwa won't let me get a look. Told me to get back to work while she called Sal. Hey, can I get a look at the body with you?
I'm afraid not. Official procedure and stuff.
Bummer.
Bummer indeed, dude. So why did you give yourself aphasia?
Why'd you go and give yourself aphasia?
Not just that. There are loads of syndromes. It's maladies, man.
Aren't diseases like that dangerous, though?
It's not permanent, man. We ain't stupid. Wetware nodes in the body create the symptoms of things we want, which you went and broke. Gee, thanks.
Sorry about that. In any case, they're temporary then.
Exactly.
What's the appeal of maladism?
I still don't get it. What's the hook for maladism?
Man, you old folk never get things like MD.
Old?
Most of these syndromes are diseases that are completely curable. They just don't happen anymore. Society says no to them.
So it's countercultural? An act of rebellion?
Exactly. Diseases like that make the establishment uncomfortable. They don't want it to be a part of their society. But we show them they can't ever get rid of it completely.
You're rubbing their faces in it then.
And in another way, it's kinda retro. Illnesses like that are what shape society. The Black Death made Europe what it is.
Gotta appreciate the classics.
For a lot of us, it's also about who's hardest. Posers go for little things like botulism or influenza. But you know someone's got real nodes on them if they can stand a month with HIV.
Imagine, I mean, you didn't give yourself HIV. I mean, you just gave yourself the symptoms of HIV. But I imagine that also comes with a decreased immune system because that's what HIV is. But imagine giving yourself HIV or the symptoms of for fun. That's a pretty messed up world. What other diseases have you tried, by the way?
So, what other diseases have you tried?
Loads of them. Parkinson's, syphilis, tuberculosis. Last month, it was Hansen's disease.
Wait, leprosy?
Yeah, if you're a Zift, Hansen's is the real name.
Sounds like quite a selection.
That's why I came to study in Newton. Eurofed's just starting to get into MD culture, even talking about banning it. Newton's where it's at for it. You guys are a lot cooler about what you let people do.
On an individual basis, certainly. That's pretty much the founding philosophy here.
Okay, well, can't say I approve of giving yourself diseases for the kick of it, but sure. Let's talk about DNA samples.
Dr. Chigwa tells me that some of the specimens have been tampered.
Oh yeah, I found one of those. Man, couldn't they have just killed the guy without messing up my work?
I need to find it. Which specimen was it?
Oh, a Corace Brasileiro. When I found it, I just thought Baxter was nuking it.
We already found it.
What did you do with it?
I just sent it back to the specimen lab. Should be there in the sample store.
I already got it, by the way. I can't get the O.
I need to remove the Orchidaceae isotria sample from the growth room. Thing is, the airlock told me it was copyrighted, then blasted me with gas.
Yeah, that one belongs to TIFL. They're way touchy about it. Only lab staff are able to remove it for factoring.
Could you get the sample for me?
Hey, no way, man. I'm already on 2 strikes for taking stuff out of the lab.
So you could, but you won't.
Sorry, man. Chigwa already thinks I'm stealing stuff. There's a huge street market for things like spark fruit or cracked wetware.
Well, what can I do to encourage you to get it then? Hey, there's a burst pipe, by the way.
Hey, the pipes in the growth lab are leaking.
Ah, yoke it. Again? Better go fix it before Chigwa starts yelling.
Alright, so he's done something. Maybe I can put the sample in his pocket? Maybe that's a thing I can do? Hello, production line.
According to the labels, these shouldn't be handled without protective gear.
He wouldn't let me access it before, but can I access it now? Okay, never mind. Okay, let's go back. While he's in there fixing the pipe, maybe we can shove the sample in his pocket, and then he can walk out with it without knowing, and then we can take it out of his pocket. I mean, it's very manipulative and mean of us, but you know, I guess if we gotta do it, we gotta do it, right? Which one is the isotria? It's the one on the right. It's the one on the left. Never mind.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Just walk by the evil fungus. Never mind the evil fungus. We put it in his toolbox, not his pocket.
Better not lose it.
Y'all done here, man? All done. Alright, thank you very much for that, by the way. I will just take it right out of your toolbox. Now, I want to ask you a few more questions.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
How do you get these diseases?
How do young people go about getting sick these days?
It's a lot harder, but that shows it's a choice. We use wetware to create symptoms, like the aphasia. The wetware I had for that was programmed to lodge in the Broca and Wernicke regions of the brain.
So it's not really Broca's aphasia.
Same symptoms though.
You'd buy wetware nodes from shops?
Nah, find hobby GG programmers through the trance. They're always looking to sell. It's like a contest. They're always releasing new syndromes, competing with each other. You looking to get into it?
Not
No.
really my scene, thanks.
I don't really feel like downloading diseases from weird people on the internet, thank you.
What do you think of Dr. Chigwa?
She's a hard ass, but she knows what she's doing. Kinda thinks she feels wasted working here.
And Dr. Baxter?
What can you tell me about Dr. Baxter?
Not much. He only started here a couple of weeks ago. Chigwa dropped him in the specimen lab and kinda left him here.
She neglected him?
Nah, he just barely left. Could have been a workaholic, but I think he just couldn't focus on anything else.
Yeah, he had a
Did he
governor
ever
in his
talk
brain.
about his past with you?
Man, he didn't even talk to me, period. About anything.
Okay, what do you think about Baxter?
What's your personal opinion of Dr. Baxter?
He didn't talk much. One yoked up guy. Chigwa told me he'd been released from jail.
Yeah.
Looked like he had a governor in his hand.
Yeah.
That's correct. It affected his behavior?
Dude, that's an understatement. That Malkin was like a zombie. One time, I dropped the whole sample tray in his lab. Anyone else would have yelled at me. He started to get mad, then looked just about ready to puke.
The governor inhibited violent thought. He'd been serving a murder sentence.
Oh, no way. Who'd he whack?
That's confidential.
Man, that's unfair. You're a tease.
Yeah, if you really want to know, ask your boss. I'm sure she'd be glad to tell you about who Baxter killed. It's not, like, personal to her or anything. Hey,
Remind me, what was that specimen you found?
yeah, I already
Jeez,
know.
What are you, senile? It was a Cordyceps brasiliera.
Yeah, I got that one. You should fix the xenofungus, too.
I think there might be a problem in the growth lab. I sorta planted that xenofungus from the growth matrix.
Oh, awesome. That stuff is hella toxic. Nukes nerve tissue up like nothing else.
You sound strangely upbeat about environmental catastrophes.
Nah, man, it's cool. This shit happens all the time. Management gives us time off whenever they run decon.
Weird, toxic, alien fungus just gets out of hand all the time. I need to talk to your risk and compliance people.
All right, I'll let you get back to your job.
Uh-huh, whatever.
Whatever. Let us go. Let us go look at the sample now, y'all. Here, let's sequence the sample.
Aha, got some.
Lau, if you're listening to this, well, it means they've got me.
Oh no, Regis, no, no, no.
But Lau, ignore anything left in the recording up to this point.
Huh?
Sorry for being so unhelpful with the message, but I had to be sure you were the one who heard it first. Everyone will be saying that I came to the lab for Baxter, and they might be right. Except that he's been dead since before I got here.
Yes.
We need to touch bases on this case. Meet me where we were both first involved in a case. I'll try to explain when you get here. Good luck.
Oh, thank God. You've got some explaining to do, Regis.
Alright, where we first met on a case. Team unlocked germination. There's the guy. That's the mindjacker dude, right?
What the hell did you think you were doing? We need her alive!
I saw an opportunity for striking back at Regis, a kind of poetic justice.
At Regis? You've never even met the man.
Yes, but
You haven't offloaded Baxter yet, have you?
He's got a governor in his head too. That's what this is all
Look,
about.
There might just be a use for your newfound vendetta. The tap on his partner was successful. She found where Regis is hiding. He's an unfactored element. Now, he needs to be removed from the equation.
Don't worry. I'll kill him myself if it comes to it.
There's only so much of the city's resources that can be diverted to this. Find him, finish him, then return for offloading. Remember, I'm your controller, not Baxter.
When you meant offloading, you mean you took his brain.
Sure.
You mindjacked Baxter. That's what that was.
So I got out. I managed to find somewhere to lie low, but I know what Central's capable of.
You can only hide from it for so long. Lau had better find that message before an aerostat comes this way.
Well,
What the hell?
that's a grenade. I mean, it says it's only a bottle, but that's a grenade.
Someone managed to get this through the window. They must have one hell of a pitching arm.
Picked up
What the
thermal
hell
bottle.
is this? The bottle is some kind of thermal container, about half full of thick liquid. The words "drink me" are stenciled on the side.
I'm definitely not drinking you, by the way. This part of town is full of disused factories abandoned after an environmental catastrophe a decade earlier. While Cell technically has a mandate to keep it safe, the expense of doing so means that it rarely gets patrolled. So there's a terminal here, there's a firebox, there's a smoke detector, there's a picture. Painting of a glowing pyramid hanging over a city. Despite the other decoration that the walls of this office has acquired, this picture remains unvandalized. Or it's just newer. Maintenance drone.
One of the city's custodial drones. Someone must have hacked it and directed it up here. Lousy kids can't even do their own graffiti anymore without a bot's help.
Ah. Well, is there anything in the drone I can grab?
Must have been a decorator.
Picked up paint cartridge. Okay, so there's a door, there's the fire control box.
There's a canister of water-soluble fire suppressant loaded into the system.
Fire suppressant, alright. Smoke detector.
I wonder if it even still works.
Water soluble. So if we can get water, I mean that doesn't make any sense.
I can't reach it from down here.
We have paint cartridge, a thermal bottle, jolt gun. We have a terminal. It's 4,117 days since its last update. Let's see, let's go. So this should be the oldest one. Yeah, this is the oldest one. Which Ziff decided it'd be a good idea to run water pipes over a 1,000,000 quanta installation laser. I fixed the leaks in the locker room's pipes, but don't charge the capacitor banks until you feel like being cooked. I guess you're right. Since there isn't anyone hanging out of hazard gear anymore, no one else will be using the locker room. It's going to be one hell of a working weekend. I'll put the stuff in locker 6. Code's 381. Dear Mr. Hart, that must be who this terminal is for. While it is clear that there are doubts about the firm's policy of mechanization as a means of remaining competitive, it is unhelpful to suggest to employees that they are building their own replacements. Please refrain from such comments in the future. And then from Central, emergency notice. An evacuation is currently underway by order of centralized government. Please proceed to designated shelter sites. If you have been affected, burns, NBC contamination. I don't know what NBC is. Non-biological something. Please contact your nearest cell representative. That's it? That's all we got? Power up sequence linked to an external device. Power control. Connecting to Traveler. Traveler control systems connected device. System startup can now be enabled remotely.
Looks like I can control the factory's power from my Traveler now.
That's probably a bad idea. Yeah, it's probably a bad idea to start the laser. Filing cabinets?
I guess some things you just have to store physically. Looks like this guy had a place to keep his vices at work.
Picked up a cigarette lighter. Okay. So, if we can use the cigarette lighter on the smoke detector... I mean, that's probably not going to work. He probably can't reach it. Yeah, it's not good enough. Okay. We turn fire suppression on for some reason. Don't know why we did that, but it seemed like a cool thing to do at the time. Okay, that's the room we were just in. Yep. Crates.
The wood's old, but I still can't get it open by hand.
Can I shoot it with my gun?
A big old jolt's not gonna make it.
Alright, never mind. The locker room. Can't remember what that code was, though. Lockers. Drain. Showers. Kinda creepy in here, yeah. What was it? It was like 381? Probably wasn't, but... Oh, it was, exactly. Okay.
Apparently, it's not just cleaning supplies they kept in here.
Picked up-
This is some pricey liquor.
Whiskey, picked up polish.
I haven't got the gear to fix it, or open it up some more.
There's a giant crack in the floor there.
There's nothing in here.
Nothing in the drain.
Ah!
Congratulations, you got wet.
There's nothing in here.
I thought maybe it would shoot something out into the drain.
It's rusted stuck.
Well, look what you did now. Guess we'll just I didn't want to actually click on the locker. I wanted to click on the
It's empty.
doorway. Thank you. Right, that way to the stairway. That's the sprinklers.
I can't figure that out.
This room is protected against fire by the suppression system. You wonder if it still works after so long. Oh, it works, let me tell you. It works.
I shouldn't wander around the building. A passing aerostat might pick up the movement on their scanners.
Really? You shouldn't. Well, you know what? Let's leave this room. Let's,
The bottle is some kind of the words, drink me. Down the hatch.
well, if you wanted to drink it, go for it, dude.
I wonder what that did.
Hear me?
Oh, you put nanites in me.
Hello? Who's there?
Barely, can you hear me?
Barely.
I can hear you.
Can't see you. Where are you?
In your head.
My head? The bottle.
That bottle I drank. That's what did this?
Exactly. You ingested a wetware builder node colony. They were programmed to construct a transceiver in the small bones of your inner ear.
How long does it last?
It's not permanent, is it?
No, it'll break itself down in a couple of weeks. You have bigger problems at the moment, though.
They found me? I don't believe you.
My location's been compromised?
I'm afraid so. There's a strike team surrounding the building as we speak.
Damn.
We need to get you out of there. The sewer access on the factory floor hasn't been secured. It's your best chance for an escape route.
If what you're saying's true, I'm about to be outnumbered and outgunned.
Don't worry, you're probably one of the few people I know who's smart enough to get out of something like this.
Do you know me?
You could say that. Come on, get moving.
So, it's not Lau.
You still there?
I hear you.
Who are they? How did they find me? The escape route, industrial systems, industrial laser power systems. Who are you, by the way?
Perhaps it was my mistake first for drinking that bottle, but how do I know I can trust you?
It's either me or the guys with the kill-on-sight order. Besides, what sort of person would I be if I didn't help out an old pal?
Do I know you?
You should. We've spent years working together.
Is this Lau?
Come on, you've got to get moving.
How did they find me?
How did they manage to find me?
Sorry, I can't help you with that. All I know is, they're after you.
Did you get my message?
Message? Nah. I just know the kind of places you like to hide in. But your garden wouldn't do for this one, would it?
Hey.
Match that against which of your favorite spots are being raided by crisis teams, and boom. Instant Regis.
So, you haven't heard my side of the Baxter story.
Save it for later. First, we've got to get you out of there.
Alright, let's talk about this factory I'm in.
What do you know about this facility?
Old TVNA factory. Used to make synths there. Cleared out when the Aurora hit. Most of that part of town stayed abandoned even to this day.
It's the kind of place lowlifes and thralls hide in.
Anything useful?
A lot of the stuff in it's probably been scavenged already, but you might find something useful. Plus, it's an old building. Be careful, a lot of it is unstable.
Maybe I can use that to my advantage.
All right. Escape route?
How exactly am I supposed to get out of here?
There's an exit to the sewers on the factory floor level.
What makes you think they haven't blocked that off too?
This raid was a rush job. I don't think they've known where you are for very long. They're gambling that they can eliminate you before you have time to think.
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not exactly prepared either.
Yeah, but you've got my help. That puts you kilometers ahead.
Let's talk about the industrial laser.
That's one big laser they've got.
If it's not on the production line, it was probably just used for prototyping.
Looks like someone made a real mess with it.
Probably didn't have time to fix it before the Aurora hit. Maybe it'd be useful if you could power it up again.
Why are the power systems in this place still online?
It's only been 11 years since the Aurora. If nobody's switched it on since then, the city's probably just never noticed they were still connected.
I guess the factory's standby would be a drop in the ocean in terms of the city's power.
It's not like they're short on it. Newton's a net exporter in the region.
I guess you can do that when you're the only one in the neighborhood with orbiting solar arrays.
If the factory's still working, you might be able to use that strategically.
Yep. And what did you put in my head? I know you said nanites.
I'm still a little worried about what I drank.
It won't do you any harm. It's just a constructor node.
Yeah, but thousands of molecule-sized machines building a radio in my head. That'd bother any sane man.
If you'd gone and gotten yourself wired years ago, we wouldn't have to do this. Plus, this is more secure. We're operating on a bespoke fractal encoding. You'd better get moving or a patrol might catch you.
Right.
All right, so I feel like this is probably a good time to end this episode. It's a good stopping point. We've found Dr. Regis, and now we just have to get him out of this place. So, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again next time.